Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Jenny VIP Thought Series. This is just like a little mini-sode series that I've been developing over the past few months. Essentially, I just want to be more in touch and be more transparent and honestly more alignment with all of you who've been listening to the podcast. These little episodes are really meant to give you all just real thought snapshots in the moment. Things that I think, that I'm struggling with or emotions that I'm going through. I want to be able to share them with all of you because I want you to know that we're all going through this. And, if you're having a particularly rough week, like maybe one of these little mini-sodes might resonate with you because we all have them. Life has tons of ups and downs, and I think it's just important to know that you're not in it alone. And this is really what the point of all these are. So you won't hear the same topic over and over again. Most likely it's going to be very different from episode to episode. But I really hope that you find them helpful. And, I would love to hear from you on them. So let's take a listen. Hi, everyone. This is Jenny with Steel Roses Podcast. Kind of just bringing to you my end of day thoughts. As many of you who've been listening for a while, you know that I do have a full-time job on top of the podcast. And obviously I'm a full-time mother and homemaker and kind of the list goes on and on. It's a Monday evening idea kind of relay that I wanted to share with everybody. And a rough night's sleep to boot. So Mondays are always kind of the pits, but then on top of it, last night I didn't get a great level of sleep. And then it was a pretty busy day at work, and the end of my day, I started to get really exasperated and just kind of frustrated in general because I have all these goals and all these things I want to do. But the problem that I keep encountering is that I always feel like I'm running out of time. I'm running out of time, and I always feel like I'm rushing, and I don't want to be like that. And so I prioritize what I need to prioritize. And one of the things that I prioritized was, I wanted to take these courses, and I've talked about them a bit. I'm taking the Abundant Ever After courses with Kathy Heller. I'm just totally engrossed, and I love it. And it almost feels like it's bringing me peace every week. Every class that I get to take with her and the rest of the group, it just is a very peaceful path that we're on. So it just helps me. It helps ground me. It helps bring me full circle. And so after work today, after I got dinner on and off the table, even though my dishes are still in the sink and kind of overflowing, I I said, you know what, let me just take this moment and do this thing for myself, even though I'll have to be doing dishes tomorrow morning. So that was my pivot to try to make it a little bit less stressful for myself. Now I think I might have been about 45 minutes or an hour into the actual course. And, one of my girls who you actually see walking around in the background, had asked me to read. And so even though I was quite tired and sort of just kind of engrossed in my course, I paused because, as I explained to Catlea when she asked me why I don't work in New York anymore, well, I work from home, and I choose not to travel, and I choose to work from home because I want to be sure that I am here for my kids and supporting my kids to the best of my ability and giving them that really important one-on-one time with me as much as I can. It's a little difficult sometimes doing one-on-one with three kids, but I do everything I can to try to make that happen. So I paused my course so we could read a little book together. And then I kind of just took a deep breath and started going. And then I thought to myself, this might be an opportune moment just to give everybody like kind of a little, sneak peek, a little pivot, and let you guys see, like, it's a lot for all of us. We're all going through this. We're all having to juggle 1,000 things every single day. And the important thing to remember is that when you are juggling those 1,000 things, you have to really just make a priority what really, really is a priority. Like what's your glass ball, in the glass ball rubber ball method. What can't be dropped for that particular day? What can't be dropped for that particular day? That's your glass ball. Glass ball for me just now was reading to my daughter. I didn't want to drop that. I didn't want to push that off. Tomorrow, maybe we won't be so lucky, but today I didn't want to push it off. I really wanted to have that little moment with her. Um, so it's just one of those things where you kind of have to pivot. Another thing that I'm trying to prioritize too, is sitting down to eat and making sure that I have sit down eating time with my family. I got into the habit when the kids were babies that I never actually sat down to eat. I used to stand and eat and walk around and like get things done and multitask while I was eating, which was a terrible, terrible habit. Um, and it kept going with me, and one of my kids called me out on it. And so I'm making an effort there to to try to make sure that I'm actually physically sitting down at the table and enjoying a meal with everybody. My cousin Lauren, who was a guest on the podcast, just recently said that her favorite memories growing up were when my uncle and aunt at the end of the day would all come together with her siblings, and they would all sit down and have a meal together and just talk about their day and just bond with each other. And it's such an important component to family and to keeping families together, taking that step. And every family looks different. Everybody's lives are different, but just sort of making sure, and maybe it's not dinner for you guys. Maybe it's, and maybe it's breakfast if you're not rushed in the morning, or maybe it's not every single night, but it's like the weekends. You make it a point to make sure that you're having some touch points, really mold that for however it works for you, is really the message that I want to give. So those are just my little random family thoughts. Hope this was helpful. Hope you enjoyed the little mini-sode, and I'll catch you on the next one. Did you want to say anything?
Yeah.
Come here. Speak into the mic and say, thank you for listening. Go ahead, right there.
Thank you for listening.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you for listening to Jenny's little VIP thought episode. I hope you did find it helpful. And again, these are little mini quick hits, so it won't take too much of your day. And I hope that it just brings you some clarity, some peace, maybe some joy in some instances, knowing that, we're sort of all in this together. Check out some of our full episodes, which have guests and my co-host and, lots of great things in them. But I hope that these mini-sodes are helpful to you. Thank you and take care.